So this is regarding uploading your consciousness to, the machine. So first of all, this is part of the reason I became a psych nurse, because the one thing that science, and before I forget, if I didn't mention it in my last video about the digital twins, the major tech companies that develop and operate digital twin platforms and may have access to your digital twin data is Siemens, General Electric, IBM, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Cisco, PTC, Oracle, Ansys, Autodesk, Honeywell, Dassault Systems, Rockwell Automation, Celonis, and Bentley Systems, to name a few. So, when these people that say that we have to be a or a multi-planetary species, they don't really mean taking your physical body with you. They don't. They mean, uploading your consciousness and then you're free of your body kind of thing. Yeah. So this is all about them wanting to live forever. So since there's so many of them that seem to want to live forever, you have to ask, why do they want to live? I mean, not that I'm looking forward to dying, but I'm not worried about dying. I mean, you do wonder, how will I die? Will it be a painful, all of that. But for people that believe in God, it's like, especially the last few years, you're like, yeah, I'm ready to get off this rock. Not that I'd be suicidal, of course not. Not if you believe in God, no. But you just like, yeah, this isn't home. This is crazy land. Okay, with a bunch of crazy people that want to live forever, and they don't even know if this is possible. So here is what it says about people suggesting uploading your consciousness to machines, at least according to AI. Digital immortality is one of the reasons. Uploading is seen as a way to preserve identity, escape biological death, and achieve a form of immortality. I think they're afraid of meeting the real true God, huh? Yeah. Tech really is Lucifer's baby. Backup and editing. Once digital, your mind could be backed up, restored, or even edited for enhancement or well-being. Space exploration. An uploaded mind could travel through space without the limitations of a biological body. Speed and flexibility. A digital mind could think much faster and potentially exist in multiple places or forms at once. The idea of taking pieces of consciousness comes from the notion that if consciousness is information-based, it might be possible to copy, split, or modify parts of it just like digital files. This raises philosophical questions about whether the result is truly you or just a copy, and whether splitting or copying consciousness preserves your original self. And I had asked it how this relates to the digital twins, and it just said no current digital twins have any uploading of your consciousness, obviously. Digital twins are virtual representations of physical objects, systems, or even people created to mirror real-world behavior and status using real-time data, sensors, and simulations. They help monitor, analyze, and optimize the physical counterpart, but they do not replicate subjective experience, self-awareness, or consciousness. A digital twin of a person might track health data or simulate behaviors, but it does not contain your thoughts, memories, or sense of self, just data and models about your physical or behavioral traits. Uploading consciousness, as imagined in science fiction, would require transferring the full subjective mind, which digital twins do not do. Uploading consciousness is a theoretical concept based on the idea that if we can fully map and replicate the structure and activity of the human brain down to the connections and states of every neuron, we could recreate a mind inside a computer or machine. Oh, how fun. There are two main proposed methods, copy and upload. Scan the brain in detail, possibly destroying it in the process. Then copy its structure and information into a computer that simulates those processes. Or gradual replacement. Slowly replace biological neurons with artificial ones, maintaining continuous function and potentially preserving the senses of self throughout the transition. For uploading to work, technology would need to, one, accurately map all neural connections and states. Two, emulate brain processes in hardware or software capable of supporting consciousness. And three, possibly integrate brain-machine interfaces to transfer memories and consciousness gradually, as some researchers propose. However, there is no current evidence that uploading would actually transfer subjective consciousness, and it remains a philosophical and scientific question whether a digital copy would be truly you or just a replica that behaves like you. The main scientific hurdles to achieving digital consciousness. One, incomplete understanding of consciousness. This is why I got into psych. Because science and tech, they know everything about every other part of the body. They do. They know everything they need to know. The brain is the one area that is still a mystery to them. And it always will be, because God did it that way. We do not fully understand what consciousness is or how it emerges from brain activity. The neural correlates and mechanisms behind subjective experience remain largely mysterious. Brain mapping limitations. Accurately scanning and mapping all neuron synapses and their states in the human brain is far beyond current technology. Some proposals suggest mapping at the quantum or molecular level, which is not yet possible. Computational power and storage. Simulating a brain requires immense processing power and storage orders of a magnitude beyond today's computers. Even the best supercomputers struggle to match the parallel processing and complexities of the biological brains. Yes, because that's the way God does it. He is the master inventor. Transfer and challenges. Transferring brain data to a digital medium and faithfully emulating its functions is a massive technical challenge. We do not know if digital hardware can recreate the processes necessary for consciousness, or if consciousness depends on biological properties that cannot be replicated in silicon. Physical and theoretical uncertainty. There is a debate about whether consciousness can exist independently of biology, functionalism versus dualism, and whether a digital copy would be truly conscious or just simulate conscious behavior. And then ethical and societal issues. You think, even if technically possible, uploading consciousness raises profound questions about identity, privacy, and the consequences of digital immortality. Well, it doesn't seem that tech or anybody else really cares all about that, considering they made digital twins of everybody. But in summary, the hurdles are both scientific and technical and philosophical, if digital consciousness is real or even possible. So, yeah, that's... So look, this is Lucifer's game. It is. People can think that's crazy, but this stuff is crazy. Okay? But this is what people are. This is why Elon and these people want a multi-planetary. They don't want you to take your body, but think about. They must really be scared to meet the real maker, huh? I mean, to want to go to these links where they don't even know if it would really be your true consciousness. I mean, this is why God made it such a mystery. See, God let science and technology understand every other part of the body, but the brain, oh, no. No. God keeps his mysteries to himself in that area, no matter how hard they try. But this is how twisted the world is. It is. And this is how much they don't want to die, which makes you wonder, why would anybody be that? I mean, I get not wanting to die, but I mean, to a certain extent. But to want to go to these links means you really want to avoid your maker. And so then, well, just look who they are. Silicon Valley. All the tech giants. Microsoft, take your pick. They all are the children of the power of the prince of the air, the prince of darkness. He's known as Lucifer, the false light.